Oh, we're digging.
Are you talking to the mic?
Yeah.
Mine's doing music. You want nothing?
Can you hear me? I can't hear me.
You can't hear you?
I can now. I think it's the music. I have like a sensory thing.
Okay. Oh, you've already got them on.
Dude,
Oh,
I'm
my bad.
digging. I'm ready to go.
I had this thing rocking.
I'm nervous.
Sorry,
This is
everybody.
This is a big deal.
No, it's okay. It's just it's hard to do everything in the fashion that we do it. So it's not too bad. All right. I think it's all working. Is the
Yeah. I think we're good.
Can you level up the camera a little bit? All right, we're back. Episode 44, everybody. That's me. My bad, everybody. I know. I always do that at the beginning, either me or somebody. What's up, Mason Bailey? Thank you for joining us. Number 05, late model driver. What's up, man?
Dude, thanks for having me. This is a sweet setup. This is pretty cool. I've been watching for on and off since you started.
Appreciate that, because it's one of those things that I don't get that many compliments on the podcast just because I've only been doing it for a couple months. So, like somebody says something about like after I win a race, it's like I get it, sometimes. So it's like I've only gotten 9 compliments on the podcast. So I'm like, yeah, every time I get one. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I try to comment whenever I'm watching. That way y'all know I'm watching.
Yeah, I've seen you. And you're one of the few that like it, even though I cuss all my fans out and tell them to like it every time. They never do it. But yeah, what have you been up to? You obviously didn't race it. Okay.
He had some old late models sitting in one of his old shops, so we took a 2009
Really?
A&E, and we put some 05 stickers on it. And
So
their
you
Shell
just
Brothers.
got it wrapped exactly the same?
Yeah, so it's the one right there on the screen. Yeah, it's a 2009.
Really?
And we went up to Dominion, and we got humbled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Well-
we had realistic expectations, because those boys, I mean, they don't play.
Well, it's just a whole different track and everything, too. It's not even like... I'm sure you learned how to drive it, but it's just a whole different setup, and it's... I mean, isn't it a bigger motor track, too? There's a lot more motor that's needed at the track. You tell
Actually-
me, I have no idea about late models, kind of.
So-
I know a little bit.
It's a little different. So it's pretty much the same exact thing as Southside Speedway. Southside, we run a little bit more motor, actually.
Really?
And we run the 8-inch tires. You go
Okay.
up to the NASCAR stuff, you run a little bit smaller motor, bigger tires.
Okay.
So, but it's pretty much the same.
Yeah.
It's a little bit easier to drive,
Uh-huh.
just because you got way more
I
grip,
think it's all
a
divisions.
little bit less motor, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then that track, so the asphalt's so fresh, got so much bite.
And it's just all the banking.
All the
Hard
banking,
to drive a flat track.
very forgiving.
Have you ever driven at Martinsville?
Yeah, so we've run twice at Martinsville.
I thought so, but I didn't want to say, didn't you? And go through the other thing.
Yeah.
But what was that like? 'Cause I know that's long straightaway and then really flat.
Martinsville's tricky, man.
Yeah.
I really underestimated it. So,
I can't even figure it out in a video game, not to mention.
Yeah, well, so, I mean, like, I've always run all right, like, on iRacing and all that stuff, but you show up there in real life, and it's intimidating. Like,
Really?
It's a big place, and I guess the event itself is also intimidating, right? You got 100 late models, best of the best,
Yeah.
and, I mean, we're a small team. I'm a small guy, so you show up, and it's
Well,
pretty intense.
in my opinion, Dominion late models can kind of be like that. Because you might be racing against, Josh Berry. I mean, you might be going up against kind of the same
national
guys.
championship,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's kind of two in the same, in my opinion. I know the Martinsville race is always a huge one. The Valley Star Credit Union, they still call it that?
yeah.
They didn't do it this last year, though, did they?
They didn't.
But yeah, I personally think that Dominion is maybe other than Langley, but that's flat. So that's kind of your. Have you ever raced at Langley?
Yeah, we ran the modified there twice.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So modified and late model race winner in the house tonight, which is exciting. I've never had a. I've never gone above grand stocks. You're breaking new level here.
Damn.
Yeah, dude.
I'm honored.
Yeah. You won the modified championship too at Southside, didn't you?
We did, yeah. We won a bunch
2
of
years or
modified
just one?
races. Just
You
one
only
year.
ran at the.
Only one full year I ran the modified, yeah.
Yeah.
My first year, we ran,
You were like 12 then. How old were you?
I was 15, I turned 16 in the middle of the year.
Damn.
And we ran, I think 8 races all year. 6 at Southside and 2 at Langley. Then I blew a motor And then I ran out of sponsorship, so I had to work the entirety of the next season. Like all summer long, I worked, saved up my money, and rebuilt the motor.
Wow.
And then in
It's impressive.
2016, we came back out and we ran a full season.
Whose car was that? Was it yours?
So that was
your dad's
my
or-
car. Well, so the way it worked is we had 2 go-karts.
Okay.
And I was like, Dad, I think I want to go car racing.
Yeah.
He's like, that's awesome. Like, you should do it. I'm like, cool, let's do it. He's like, well, this is all on you, man.
So
I was like,
you had
"Alright,
to
cool."
make do with selling
So,
and
I
making
sold
value.
the go-karts, and he let me take that money and put it towards a car. And then we actually got a sponsor, like a legit sponsor, ABS Technology Architects. I went in front of like a board of a bunch of old white guys and like pitched to them, and they gave me a bunch of money, and so I went and bought a modified.
You were how old?
15, yeah. It was
Did you wear
awesome.
a suit? How does that work?
Oh yeah, it was suit, tie.
Oh
I
my
had the
God.
whole like PowerPoint presentation.
Jesus.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, I had like
This is
some
incredible.
fake ROI numbers.
This is late model racing and modified racing. This
Yeah. Well, so
I
I'll pull
own
up a
one
picture.
suit. I don't even wear a suit to a funeral.
So anyway, so we had like a legit sponsor, like everything looked legit on the outside, but we kept this beautiful modified on our back patio down the street.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll pull up a picture of that for you.
Yeah, dude, that's amazing. And how much is, if you don't mind me asking, how much is a motor rebuild for you rebuilt, the motor, or you built up the money to rebuild the motor over the summer, you said?
Yeah. So
How
that
much
was,
is something like that? And where were you, well, we don't need to
So-
name drop where you're working, but how much is something like that?
Well, so that's when I was working. I was the only full-time employee for Sam Hunt when he was over here in Chesterfield.
Okay.
So I was working for him, and then we
What's
had Rick
sorry,
Duncan
yeah.
building our motors, and he helped us out a ton.
Okay, so he gave
So,
you
yeah,
cut you a
plug
deal.
for Rick Duncan there. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I
So
love
I don't know
Rick
if they
Duncan.
can see that on the screen there, but
Oh, dude, that thing is gorgeous.
so we kept a tarp over it,
Here.
and that's on the back patio.
Just sitting on your back patio at your house?
Yeah.
Y'all didn't have a garage?
No garage, nothing. So
Hit up Buggy Top.
Yeah.
That's who built me this jank.
So I mean, we do now. That's where we keep the late models. But yeah, so that's where it all started. And we took I'd be in school on a Friday, and my dad would get home from work, and my grandmother who lived at the house, he would get in the modified, and she would get on the John Deere mower, and push it up into the trailer and load it. And I'd meet him at the racetrack.
I guess y'all used to just keep the go-karts in the trailer.
Yeah,
I was going to say, where did the go-karts used to stay?
yeah. Well,
on
I mean,
the
it was
back patio?
it was like a small tool shed basically is what we
Okay.
had. So,
But
I mean,
it didn't fit a modified in there.
no, it was like
I had that same problem over on the other side.
it was like a 6x10 little
Yeah.
shop. Yeah.
Man, I'm learning all
So-
kinds of new things.
But it was funny. Everybody thought we had like a ton of money. Like my dad was like paying for this crew that was coming to the track, and
Yeah.
but no, we loaded it with the John Deere riding mower, and I met him at the racetrack.
And spanked them every week.
We did
Almost.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great car. So we
did
got
really
that
good.
from
I remember.
Chris Holman.
Okay, who? I know that name, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not familiar.
He ran modifieds and late models.
That was his car. Did he race it at Southside?
Yep.
Hmm.
So, and he won some races in it. It was a good car, really good car. And then they actually financed it to us too. So they were a
Oh.
big part of getting us started. They were really
Okay.
good to us.
Well, that's cool. And did you buy it as a roller or as a full
Turnkey.
car?
Yeah, turnkey. Yep.
Dang, that's tight.
Yeah.
At 15 years old.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
That's insane. I got a funny story, dude, about you were probably 15 or 16. Do you remember? I'm sure that you do. My buddy, we'll just call him John. I think we were racing street stocks or grand stocks that year. And he was like, dang, check out the frat bro. And you were wearing like a Reagan Bush shirt with
Oh.
Sperry's and shorts.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Which he wears it too. He wasn't like throwing shade.
Yeah.
That's like literally what he'd be wearing on the Saturday night after. So he wasn't throwing shade because you were like jacking up the modified. And he's like, "Dang, dude, who's this young kid like working?" I'm like, "That's Mason fucking Bailey, dude. You don't know who that is?" Like,
Yeah,
that's
well,
Mason
like we
Bailey.
talked about earlier,
I knew who
I
you
went
were.
to a private school, right? So I show up to the racetrack in Sperry's, and then I get funny looks.
Oh, I've had the same thing happen to me. I showed up to Martinsville bars and khakis and shit, and the
Yeah.
music stopped. It was big.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I think I'm friends. Is that TJ you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
Ever since that moment, I think that night he sent me a friend request.
Yeah. He was like, "Dude, this guy." I was like, he didn't. I think maybe he knew who you were. He knew your name and that you
Mhm.
won a bunch of races. And I was
Right.
like, that's who he is. He'd never seen you like without a helmet or like
Right.
not inside the car. I'm like, that's Mason Bailey.
Yeah, I was way cooler back then. I wish we could go back.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, like I
I
said, he
peaked.
rocked
I definitely
Sperry's all the
peaked,
time. Yeah. You peaked out. Yeah, I peaked in I peaked in middle school. That's my problem. You were buying modifieds, and at 15, it's pretty hard not to be peaked out right there.
I know. I set the bar high. So now Yeah, how do
Dude, you got to
compete
buy a
with that?
NASCAR at 20 or something. I mean,
I don't
Jesus.
know, man, I ruined myself.
What have you been up to? Where do you? Well, we don't need to say where you work at now. What other sponsors you got? I saw somebody wanted to name drop some sponsors. I don't mind that at all, and we need some more for this show.
Yeah, so that was actually Mr. Preston. He's my radio guy.
Oh, really?
He's awesome.
Your
Yeah.
spotter?
No, so he's in charge of radius. Like he brings
Okay.
them to the racetrack.
Oh,
charges
okay, yeah.
them. So he helps us out a ton. But no, so we got Shell Brothers. They're a big sponsor. So I worked for them a little bit. I interned
Yeah.
with them while I was in school.
What do they do exactly?
So they build houses.
Okay.
So they're like a semi-custom builder.
Okay.
They build beautiful houses.
Oh,
So
yeah,
out
yeah,
here
yeah.
like Mag Green, River Mill, bunch of them.
That puts two and two together for me. Yeah. It's just whenever I see it, I just think of this part, the 05 and you. I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sorry to.
No, you're good.
But okay. Well, who else? Is this is your most recent race car?
Yeah.
So you got A&A Contractors.
Yeah, so A&A Contractors is like, they're coming on board next year in a big way. So we're
Really?
really excited about that. Yeah, so Big D, we call him, Dave Atkinson. He's a hell of a guy.
Yeah.
He's been
Shout
around
out to
racing.
Dave. I meant to earlier, but I didn't want to cut you off. But shout out to him. He's been a big part of the whole thing, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
Oh,
biggest part, or not the biggest, but one of the biggest.
Yeah, so he's been involved in racing a long time. So I think Nick Smith drove for him at South Boston and, a couple other people. But they've had...
There's a street stock driver named Nick Smith. That's who I think of. But I
Oh,
know
yeah.
who you're talking about.
But anyway, so like back in like 2010 or so, like he was a big shot. Him and his late model team.
Nick Smith's number is 44. It's just really weird and coincidental.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
episode 44.
Well, is the late model driver?
No. The street stock driver.
Okay.
Is that his number? It's just
Oh, in
weird
this episode.
coincidence. Sorry,
Right,
I ruined
right.
the whole conversation for that. But it just
Divine
clicked in my head, and I'm like,
intervention, yeah.
damn, this is weird. Like, this is episode 44, and that's his number. Red car, white 44, that's it. But, so you said Nick Smith, the late model driver. One more time, sorry.
Used to drive for Dave Atkinson.
Oh, okay.
So like back in 2010, Dave Atkinson had like a big late model team, and they won a lot of races. They were really big, and they kind of faded out of it. And then he's kind of sponsoring us a little bit last year, and then he's getting into it this upcoming season. So we're excited about that.
And you were pretty successful in go-karts to obviously kind of build your... You weren't just like some guy that didn't have any wins in go-karts, and then you're like, I'm going to buy a modified. And everybody was like, yeah.
Yeah, no.
So you had
So
won some stuff.
it was me and my dad. We ran go karts. Well, he was my tire guy. Still is my tire guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a tire guy. but no, I ran go karts up from like blue plate they called it up to the senior champs. And we did pretty good.
I don't know anything
think
about
we
that
did.
stuff.
It's intense, man.
I know. It's got
Like-
good payouts, too. It pays more than
Like
some of
they
the,
don't mess around at
the
all.
mini stocks.
So
Or the
honestly,
late models
I
even.
think go kart drivers like they're some of the best out there.
Really?
Like drivers in general. Like I would put them up against. Lee Pullum, Philip Morris.
Really?
And, I think like Corey Roberts, Higgy,
Okay.
like all those guys. Like they're some of the best out there.
I respect that, and well, maybe I don't. This is the thing. This is the thing. I don't know anything about them.
So you need to go to go kart race to
I
get like
know.
an appreciation.
This is
for
why
it.
I'm uneducated, and I'm about to lose a lot of go-kart fans. But no, I don't know anything about them. But the thing is they always, there'll be like it'll be like Lee Pulliam, and like some person will be talking shit, and I'll go to their profile, and it'll be like a go-kart kid.
Mhm.
Who's never driven a real car. But the go-karts can be harder. I don't really know much about it, but I'm just saying, I'm like, well, but now you're kind of somewhat correcting me because I don't know anything about it, so please do. I've never looked at them as if they can't drive, but I'm just like, hold on
Right.
now, like, you even said to your dad, I want to get into a real car.
Mhm.
Obviously, there's bigger stuff to that, but obviously sometimes, like I said, the payouts can be better in go-karts anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
But what motivated you to do that, and what should I be offended by strictly go-karters coming on to, not me, they're not coming after somebody like me, and I wouldn't be offended. I'd be like, yeah, you're probably better. If it like a late model driver, and they're like, yeah, they're saying something, I'm like, dude, I mean,
yeah,
I've
I
never
mean,
driven a late model. I haven't
Yeah.
either, so I would never even do that. But it's weird that sometimes I see that the go-kart guys want to comment on real car photo stuff and like, talk smack or like, this, that, or the other.
yeah, there's some feisty guys go karters.
Really?
Yeah, they are. But it's kind of apples to oranges though at the same time. So I don't know if you can really compare the two.
Really?
Yeah.
See, well, that's kind of, maybe, I don't know if that
But like the way I look at it,
helps
so,
my argument or worsens it, but I'm just trying to think.
When I get into a late model, like there's so much that goes into it, like money, setups, like hard. There's so much.
All that stuff
it's
goes
not.
into go-karts too, though, right?
Well, yeah, but like the driver is a smaller piece of the puzzle in a late model, where a go kart it's a lot simpler.
Really?
You know, so
It's mostly the driver.
yeah.
Well, maybe that's I give a lot of respect to that then, because I wish it was like that throughout all
go-karts
things.
prepped me really well. Like running, because I moved up a little bit early, up in like the senior, some of the money paying divisions and stuff, like senior
Yeah,
champ
dude, you
and
moved up
stuff
to
like
modified
that.
at like 14.
Right. Well, so like I remember sitting on the grid at like the turkey trot, which is like,
I know that, and I don't even know anything about go-karting.
So it's like a
and
big
I've
local
probably
race,
watched it
yeah.
on Facebook. I watch a lot of go-karting. I just never been to one live.
right, and it was animal medium, which is like the unrestricted animal motors and the
Mhm.
flat carts or the sprint carts, the
Mhm.
ones without the roll cage, no seatbelts or nothing. And I was like shaking. I was nervous. And I was like, I will never be more scared of anything in my life than
Mhm.
this right now. So we did it, and like we won that race. It was awesome. So, like I got into a modified, and like it didn't really bother me too much.
Because you'd already had such intense pressure under the
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
previous.
I look at other
turkey
people,
trot, like you said. That's. I mean, I've watched it, and I've never even been to one live. So, you
Yeah,
know,
I look
it's
at
pretty crucial.
go-karters, and I don't know if they see it the same way I saw it, but like go-karts to me scared the shit out of me.
I kind of agree with that.
Like,
'Cause
I
I
wa-
see the guys flipping through the air, and I'm like, I've got arthritis in my neck. Last thing I want to do is be going head over. You know what I mean? Like, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be running like the junior races. I'd be like 12 years old, and like some kid would flip, and they'd red flag it, and they'd have to bring in like a medevac and like fly him out of the infield, and we go back green racing. I'm like,
I raced motocross growing up, so I have dealt with some of that
Yeah,
stuff.
well, so you
know,
appreciate
like,
it,
guys
yeah.
like paralyzed, and they're like, all right, green flag. It's like,
exactly, yeah.
shit.
So when
I mean,
you show up to Southside,
spill out 2 sips or something for them. I mean, Jesus Christ.
yeah, it's like nothing.
Yeah.
And after you go through that,
It is part of the sport. I mean, but it's scary. That's what I'm
Very
saying.
scary.
I mean, like, at least now that you're in even a modified, which is probably horrifying, I would think. Even when you're in either one of these cars, you have a full cage around you, your head's not sticking out. I mean, that just terrifies
Exactly.
me. They need a halo bar in go-karting. You know
Yeah,
what that is?
right,
like
right.
F1 halo bar or
Mhm.
whatever.
Well, so I think the point. I mean, you have the champ carts with the roll cage, and then the sprint carts.
Well, yeah.
They don't have it, but they don't have seatbelts. Like the whole point is to come out of it.
What did you race?
I ran a little bit of both.
Okay. So you just
Mostly
kind of
the
everything
champ
you
carts.
get in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But none of them have seatbelts.
Well, the ones with the roll cages do.
Okay. What do you prefer?
Man, they both scared me.
Yeah, I don't.
I got-
You're
I
doing
got-
like 90 miles an hour.
I got
like, an inch off the
concussions in
ground?
both of them. Yeah.
Really?
So
Did you
Yeah.
have like Hans device type stuff? How does that work?
you just wear like a neck brace, like G-force style.
Yeah, like a neck roll.
Yeah, exactly.
A
Yeah.
donut.
So people are like ejecting from go karts, and they got like a little foam around their neck. It's like
Yeah.
sweet.
Like literally one of those pillows you wear when you're on the plane and you're trying to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Stuffed underneath your helmet.
Fuller
I got-
says he wants to see him in a go-kart next year.
He wants to see me in one or you?
Ethan.
There you
Me
go.
in a go-kart?
Yeah.
I'm not driving a go-kart, dude. We just talked about how scary it is.
Well, see,
I got kids. That's Cameron
I
Ruggles.
got kids.
Cameron Ruggles posted last time. Ethan, I got kids, airs. I guess I say it a lot. I don't know.
I mean,
I got them, dude. I
Oh,
mean,
man, that's tough, dude.
they
Gosh,
restrict
that's
my.
tough.
That's why we're out here at. That's why we're out here at midnight doing this podcast in the middle of the night. What were you gonna say? This? Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, I don't know.
Damn it. Well, that's okay. We were gonna talk about. We're gonna do the favorites thing. Which? Oh, do you have any siblings?
So I have a sister. Yeah. So
you don't have
she's-
any brothers though.
No brothers.
Not to be sexist. Did she ever race anything?
No, she ran run. She did horses. So I guess
Okay.
ride horses, show
Yeah.
horses, stuff like that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
Another
the next
expensive
most
sport.
expensive
Yeah.
to racing. Yeah, so my dad
Mhm.
got really screwed on that one.
Dang.
So, but thankfully that didn't last too long.
Well, it's probably a good thing. Because, I mean, I don't know if you know this history. I don't even know if you know who you're talking to right now, but I'm Ethan Ayers. I have a brother named Alex.
Right? Yes.
Most people don't know. You know, it's gotten to the point where, like, Alex will win a race, and I'll, like, walk by, and they'll be like, congrats, dude, and I'll just accept it. I'm like, fuck yeah, buddy. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah.
A win's a win, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, oh, yeah. But, yeah, it gets bad. Like, and he gets called me, I think, just as much.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks I'm the older brother, too, which is extremely offensive.
Kind of
but-
insulting to
Right,
him,
I'm like
right?
5 years behind, and then like everybody thinks I'm older.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the way it goes, I guess. Who's your favorite of each division, or what's your favorite track? We'll start off with that. I
My
think that's a
favorite
better
track.
question.
Do I have to have raced it before,
No.
or? Man, that's a tough one.
So I'm going to ask you that right after. All right, then the one that you've raced.
Man, I don't know. I like Langley. I've raced
Really?
it, but I like watching. Like,
Really?
We go out to the Hampton Heat every year and watch it. Maybe one day I'll run it. That'd be cool. But
I thought you said you raced. Ran. You maybe
the
one day
modifieds,
you'll
yeah.
Run the Hampton.
But we go to the Hampton Heat every year and watch it, and that looks like a fun racetrack.
I've been there once.
Did you race it?
Tina
or
was
watch?
stuck back home with some people that were like cannonballing into chairs and breaking them out in my yard and hammered drunk, so I had to rush home. It was a big deal. But what'd you say?
What?
Remember that night me and T Money were at Langley, and that was the night that this is back when we had roommates. One of the roommates' cousin was over, and yeah, I was at the Hampton Heat that night.
Yeah.
So were you racing or watching?
Hell no. I've never
Because
raced
they
a
run
late model or
U-cars
anything.
sometimes.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
No, I've never raced a U-car Langley. I raced a street stock Langley back when they called it the Enduro, Larry King Law Enduro Division. Now it's called like Larry King Law Langley Speedway or something, right?
Mhm.
He's
Yep,
taking over the whole
exactly,
track.
yeah.
He used to sponsor. I had this sticker across my windshield because it was like when you got there, you
Yep.
had to put the thing across the windshield.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, that goes
yeah,
in your
none of us
purse.
minded doing
Exactly,
it. Yeah, we're like,
yep.
oh yeah, Larry
Or
King's
Southside did
law
that.
firm. Like, none of us are going to be there.
Professional
well, not on
auto
purpose.
racing.
Yeah, across my beat up Buick Regal. That's fine. So Langley, you'd say is your favorite track? Is that
I don't
going to be
know.
your
That's
final
a tough
answer?
question.
It can be NASCAR tracks and everything. It doesn't have to be strictly late model.
Oh, dude.
My dog's name is Bristol, so it's not my favorite
Gosh,
track
that's
though.
tough.
She's my favorite dog.
I mean, Bristol's a fun place. I've never run it, obviously, but been there a couple times with like the K&N and Xfinity stuff. Bristol's fun. That's probably the wildest experience I've ever had at a racetrack.
Really?
Is
I've never
in
been.
the infield. Yeah, at Bristol.
Wow, you were in the infield.
Just because you're sitting there, like on pit road, and you don't see the sides of the cars. Like you see the roof. Like they go around the corners, and you're reading the roof numbers. You can't see the
'Cause it's
sides
so
or
banked.
nothing.
Wow.
And then you try to walk up it, and you can walk up it, but it's tough.
Yeah, it's like walking up a tree.
So, yeah, go ahead and lock me in on Bristol, I guess.
Okay.
I mean,
What
that's kind
about-
of a basic, answer, right?
All right, well then I guess we'll resort back to favorite one you've raced at would be Langley since you have raced there.
Yeah, I guess.
Second favorite, Cedar
Southside.
Rancher. Okay, so you do prefer Southside over
I love
Dominion?
Southside, man.
Where else have you raced? I mean,
So I've run Dominion, Langley, Southside, Martinsville. That's it. Haven't made it
you
out
hated
to...
Martinsville that much where it didn't make either one of these lists?
No, I mean, we just kind of sucked out there, There were like 117
Yeah.
cars, and we were like 58th in practice.
I sucked at Langley, that's why I'm like, eh.
I know.
It's the way it
So,
goes. I
but-
think I could do decent at Langley in a U car, but that's only because I finished like 6th in a Miata on iRacing at Langley.
You-
No,
So.
that's
Hey.
not true. I was there when you raced at Langley. I mean, your wife. Yeah, I was present when you raced at Langley.
Tina, my night nurse, was there at Langley. The kids wake up, she's got to go. But no, yeah, you were there. But I got like 6th or 7th out of like 10 or
That's
12
pretty
or
good.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I tell you what, Langley...
I got lapped.
So, like, all the Langley guys might laugh, but I felt like... I hate being the guy that says this, but iRacing, like, the cars kind of suck on there, but
Yeah.
the tracks, like, are pretty accurate.
Yes.
And, like, the little divot getting into one at Langley, it's there on the
Mhm.
sim and everything.
Yeah. Well,
So-
they laser scan them, they say.
Which is, like, super accurate. And so, like, I practiced on iRacing before I took the modified out there.
That's
and,
not a
like,
bad move.
I was kind of prepared. I
You're
mean...
as prepared as you could be. That's the way the NASCAR guys do it.
And that's back
They even
when
do
the...
it. Even if Kyle Busch has been to Bristol and he's won 20 races, JGR might put him on the simulator for, especially nowadays that they don't do practice and
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
They might put him on there just to get a feel for it a little bit. It still
Right.
happens.
So,
the
and that was
fact you
back
drive
when the
that-
modifieds had, like, good car counts. Like, I think there was 28 modifieds both times we went to Langley.
Where'd you finish?
Well, we didn't finish either of the races. But I forget what happened the first week. Then we went the following week, and that's when we blew the motor.
Oh,
I had just passed. I forget who it was.
that's where it
It's
happened.
probably somebody watching
My
this.
brother blew a motor at Langley. Oh, I did too.
It was
I did
getting
too.
into turn 3. It was like a 28 car field, and I just passed for 5th. I remember that. And I blew a motor getting into 3, like right before you get on the brakes. And so I got in my own oil, and the next 3 cars that I just passed behind me got in my oil.
Wow.
And we all backed it into the turn 3 wall. And so, like, I just blew a motor on a car that, like, I spent all my life savings on and
Yeah,
everything.
Your 14-year-old life. but
And
yeah.
then, like, the next 3 dudes who piled on the wall got out of their cars and started yelling at me. And I was like, geez, guys, like,
guys,
tough. It's tough,
yeah,
man.
where's my chocolate milk?
Did it on
But,
yeah.
But, yeah, so that's what sat us out for
Well, and
the
with, I
following
mean,
season.
yeah, that's I hate that, man. I don't hate, especially when it's something like that, like you blew the motor. If you'd have gone in and dumped the guy and piled up the field,
Exactly, yeah.
you'd have deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they should have beat you up, but they would have
Hey,
deserved. You would have
right.
deserved getting cussed out right
Yeah,
there on the track
exactly.
in front of everybody, embarrassed. But the fact that you blew up a motor, I mean, that's not. Are you the engine builder? Like, what are we doing?
Oh,
here?
I know,
You know,
I
you
know.
could tell at that age. You could tell you're not the one.
I
building
forgot
the
what
engines.
I said back to him, but it was probably something really smart ass. And
Well, it's better
it
than
was
being a
funny.
dumbass.
yeah, but it was funny because it was like backed up into the fence, and you had like all the fans sitting there like tailgating, so they were like
Yeah.
on the fence like yelling at all of us, and
Yeah.
so it was kind of fun.
That
I'll
is-
remember that for a while. Yeah.
Well, all right. So we got your favorite tracks down. What's your
Mhm.
favorite driver of each division? We'll start at the top, late model.
So this is funny. So I knew you were gonna ask this question because you do all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
So I've been thinking like all week on this. This is tough. But so late model,
Can't be you.
it can't be me.
You're Michael Chapman's one of favorite late model
So
drivers.
he's one of my favorite U-Car guys, and also one of my favorite contractors. Also,
Uh-huh.
he's been working on my house, doing a hell of a job.
Oh yeah, he told me that.
Yeah. So he's a cool.
He's like,
dude.
I'm over there right now. I'm like, well, tell him fucking fudge and sorry. Do you have any grandmas watching or anything?
I hope not.
Sorry.
Chris Phillips
Sorry, everybody.
said,
Sorry,
they were
Chris.
all used to seeing Stinson beat the crap out of everybody in modifieds. This little kid came out of nowhere and beat him. Took a couple of years, but I took a chance in the late model.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
meant to kind of dwell on that a little bit.
So
I
I
didn't-
think
you know, I
if you
feel
brought
like-
Stinson on and you asked who his favorite modified driver would be, it would not be me.
Okay, so you had a little bit of a rivalry with Thomas.
A lot of it.
He didn't like
yeah.
the young gun freshman.
We
coming
didn't
in
get
and beating
along
up on
very
him.
well. No.
What grade were you in at that point? Probably literally a freshman. They say
It's
like
soft-
the
I
freshman
was-
of the sport.
I
You were
was
literally a
s-
freshman.
It was like my sophomore, junior year
Okay.
of high school. Yeah.
And you were obviously competing well, better. I mean, you won the championship. You probably how many races did you win that year?
We won a lot.
5 or 6, 7?
Yeah. Well, not that many. I think it was like
4, I think at
4.
least.
I think it was 4 in the
I
modified.
remember it being like,
we won.
who's this kid?
We won like 5 out of 10 in the late model, and then we won like 4 out of 12 in the modified.
Fuller says you're his favorite late model driver of all time.
I appreciate it. My favorite photographer. My favorite
What,
Fuller.
Jennifer Allen.
Yeah, next.
Oh yeah. See, I ruffled some feathers with that one.
Yeah, see? I've done it before too. I'm just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, Fuller, I love your shit, Jennifer. Like, what?
I knew I'd screw up and say something like that, but
She'll forgive you, dude. She
no,
loves
she's awesome.
you.
But
Favorite late model driver.
I know. I still got to answer
We'll
that.
go start from the bottom. Favorite U-car driver. Can't be me. I mean, nobody in this
Really?
garage. Yeah, no.
I mean, I like your brother a lot, and then I like Chapman. So, but if I had to pick one, it'd probably be your brother.
Okay,
Okay.
cool. Well, Chapman gets a lot of votes, so my brother
Yeah.
won't mind you, and I don't think Chapman will mind you getting one.
And
Especially
I'll
since
tell
he
you
got a
why I
shout-out.
say that because
He always gets in.
because I
He is
mean
our
he
biggest
runs
fan.
with Bud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, usually, I mean, last year he drove for Ronnie Vance.
yeah, I
a
know
little
that
bit
y'all
for
kind of bounce
Cameron
around a
Ruggles.
little bit,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like really respect that operation
Yeah.
because
Oh,
it's like a late model
yeah,
operation.
It's BA. I'm trying to keep it
It's
sensitive
BA,
here.
yeah, that's
it's
right.
BA.
You already dropped the F-bomb. You might as well just let it.
Yeah, sorry, folks.
But so anyway, I have a ton of respect for that, and like seeing
Do
people.
you enjoy
build
watching the U-car races? Sorry to
a
cut you
lot.
off.
It's I mean it's probably one of the. It's always one of the better races of the night.
I agree.
I mean I
Cool.
think
Biggest car count, too.
biggest
Other
car
than late
count.
model.
Yep, and then because it comes down to racecraft, right? Because the setups are limited, the horsepower is limited, like everything's limited on the car, so it's a lot more driver.
It's the new street stock,
So,
in my opinion.
but yeah, so I
Just
love
changed.
that operation and
Or the Bang Banger division, as we'll
the
call
Bang
it.
Banger.
And
Yeah,
What is this deal with Weber Valley? Do you know anything
Oh.
about this?
dude. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of what they're doing out there.
Do you know
in,
who this
Tennessee.
guy is? Obviously,
Well, it's a
Gage
racetrack.
Marti- it's
Well,
not real.
Gage Martinez, that's the
Okay.
Monterey Missile.
Let's do this. Yeah.
So, but he's like their defending champion. He's like the Stinson of Weber Valley.
Okay. And
So-
where is this? In Tennessee?
Yeah, it's in Tennessee. Yeah. It's
And
a
you've
dirt
won a
track.
couple races there, too, haven't you?
Never been there.
Oh, okay.
No. So it's a dirt track. So I've never really run much dirt.
Is it a real dirt track? I thought
Well,
we were
they
doing
just
a stick
put
here.
no.
I thought when you
you
said,
thought-
I thought when
Wait,
I
so-
said you're like, yeah, I won there last night. I thought
Oh,
we were
you
going
thought
to do
this
this
was
whole
like a
thing.
joke? You know, this isn't a joke, man. This is
This is a real deal.
Yeah.
Gage Martinez. He's
the
coming
Monterey-
on next week.
The
He's
Monterey
gonna be on-
Missile. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corpus Christi's like #1 driver. Yeah. but yeah, no. So it's a dirt track, but they just put down like gravel.
Just gravel
They
instead.
resurfaced it, yeah.
Yeah, just gravel instead. And then
They got
and
the
then-
Bang Bangers. They got the Stockers. They have I forget, man, but I want to make it out there. I know Andy Newsom.
He's there right now, isn't he?
I think he's shooting.
They
out
have a
there,
Power
yeah.
Wheels race or a Bang Banger
A
race.
Power
tonight.
Wheels race. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Somebody brought a dirt modified. That was a little offensive.
Oh, dude. Oh, so I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
It was
It's
a
too
mini
cold to
mod.
take it off, but
Sorry.
I got a hell of a shirt on.
At least I
We got-
warned you. Chapman came over here in like a tank top and was
Really?
like, I'm cold.
All right, so before we end this, we got to see the shirt.
What is it? No, we're
It's
not
on
about
the
to end it
back.
yet.
So
What
like,
time is it? Oh no, it's only 10:30, dude. We got we're not even
Yeah, I
halfway
know.
there.
But it's gonna be like a big process to me, like turn around and like take the sweatshirt off so you can read it. But
You gonna put it on your pants too?
whatever we need to do. Give the people what they want.
Are you a single man?
No, I'm not.
Okay. Oh, dang it. We were gonna hoe you out on an episode of The Bachelor.
I'm married to the game.
Okay. Okay. Well, what is it, racing or?
No,
okay,
just kidding. I got a
idea.
girlfriend.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out Virginia.
Is that her
If
name?
she's watching, yeah, she's probably not watching.
Dang, that's a cool name.
I told her it was a podcast. I was like, yeah, I'm doing a podcast tonight.
She's like,
she
"Oh,
was
go
like,
off."
she's like, ah,
Okay.
like,
Where do I tune into that? And she doesn't even listen to you when you answer.
nah, she's probably asleep right now.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, well, I mean, to be honest, other than my mom and maybe Jennifer Allen, my audience is I think 101% male. So
That's
I'm not
tough.
offended that your girlfriend's
So
not
we don't have
watching.
any pit lizards
Tina
out
watches
there.
live. Huh?
No pit lizards?
No pit lizards. Well,
That's
yeah,
tough.
there's a couple of them, but they're about.
What's a pit lizard?
Oh. We just
oh
opened,
wow,
like,
yeah. We opened a
once
can of
again,
worms.
I was afraid I was going to do something like
Kind of
this.
like a. Have you ever heard of a lot lizard at a truck stop?
No. What is it? Like
It goes
a
from
fleet
truck to
chaser?
truck.
A
Huh?
prostitute?
Well, that's an aggressive word for the term, but yeah.
Hollywood wants me to pull down my pants.
Okay, Hollywood.
He's
Are
also
we gonna
somebody.
Do you eat spicy stuff?
No, I don't. Remember, we talked about this. I'm kind
Okay.
of soft.
But you got to pull down your pants. No, this is like
special
who's my
request.
HR guy? Yeah, this is a special guy. What were we talking about just before that?
Weber Valley.
Something lizards?
Oh yeah.
Pit, yeah. Pit
Pit
lizards.
lizard is one of the
Waffle bellies. Holler crawlers.
holler crawler. I like that. I've never heard waffle belly.
Yeah, like leaning up against the chain link fence.
Oh wow. See, these are all racing chick fans that go from
Yeah.
they like racer guys and they're called pit lizards. They hang around in the pits and they
Like a cleat chaser?
Yes.
yes
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
but race car version.
Very underappreciated.
I
They're
barely
getting a
even
lot
knew
of
that term. I'm
notoriety
like,
here
cleat chaser,
recently.
man. Oh yeah. Well, they deserve it.
They do.
Okay, Mason.
Yeah.
Have you ever been with one?
Chapman just
Negative.
Don't answer that.
Buckle bunnies.
Buckle buddies.
Yeah. So those are like chicks who go
Damn,
after
I'm
like
learning
rodeo
stuff
guys.
tonight, too.
Ah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Radio guy.
Rodeo
guys.
So yeah.
Radio
You got a little
guys. I'm
excited,
like,
huh?
oh, there's already podcastings?
That's really awkward now.
yeah, no,
that's
sorry.
not.
All right, well, we never even made it through.
Yeah, we're kind of all
past-
over the place.
I know, that's my bad. We never even made it through. We did
We got the
U-Car.
U cars, yeah.
Yeah. I guess I would. Well, meant to do Bandolero first. We'll do that second. Do you know any Bandolero drivers?
Yeah, Peyton Lee, another
Okay.
A&A driver.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so we're kind of tied together. I
Legends.
guess.
Parker Brookfield.
Parker Brookfield, yeah, my number one.
Has he ever raced at Southside?
No, he hasn't. I mean, he ran the U car there.
Mhm.
He ran that a couple times, but not on the Legend.
Just because he hasn't.
He didn't have it. He just got the Legend a couple months ago. Ran
Yeah.
some Langley.
He wants to race at Southside though.
Yeah, he wants to travel the world. So we gotta see.
He
We gotta
wants to
narrow it
race
down
in
a little bit.
Africa next season.
Dude,
Like,
he
okay.
just bought like a new motor. He's going all out on it.
Dang, how old is he? Is he your age? Younger?
25 or 26.
Older? Okay.
We're kind of the same age.
Yeah.
Or maybe
Young
he's 24.
guns.
24 or 25.
Dang, how old are you?
23.
Dang.
So I'm getting kind of old though. I feel like.
No, dude.
Well, because people used to ask me that and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm 15."
Well, when you had a modified at 15, yeah, it was a little
Right.
bit. You gotta.
I mean, it's
eventually
almost
were gonna
been
leave
10
that
years
life.
now.
That's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been over 10 years since I graduated high school, so don't feel too bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
true,
rough.
man. That's
Yeah.
tough.
I'm almost 30. Once I turn 30, I don't know if I can wear flat brim hats and shit anymore. It's gonna be big. All right, so Grand Stock. Any Grand Stock driver, but it doesn't have to be Southside Speedway. Are you even familiarized with Grand Stock division and drivers?
I mean, I watch it a lot. I should be. I'm kind of blanking right now.
Well, here's the thing that I wanted to bring
Who
up too to
drives
give
the
you some
number
time.
69 at Dominion?
Oh man, what's his name?
He just bought the old.
Yeah, I know.
It's Steve Little's
He almost
car.
bought my old car.
Mm-hmm. He's a.
Tommy Lee? No, not Tommy Lee. It's a
I think it's Tommy something.
Tommy.
Don't look at
Smith.
me like I'm-
Tommy Smith. Yeah, he's a character.
Yeah. I've
Kind
never
of
met
pulling
him.
for him. Yeah.
I messaged
so,
him back and forth, and he was trying to buy the car, but he decided not to.
Yeah.
I don't blame him. But
So, Austin Dodge. That was a big. I mean, he doesn't run anymore, but watching him race back in the day.
do you smell any Austin Dodge on the table from when he was here last week?
Man, to be honest, I'm not real familiar with the scent.
Okay.
So,
yeah. Me neither, actually.
and then Lane Janoski.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I want to do current, too, because I let him get away with this last week. And Austin Dodge, if you are watching, you need to comment your new answer because it's supposed to be current. Cannot be past drivers. That's been the rule.
See, I don't know, man. All I can
So
think
no
of is
Austin
Dan
Dodge.
Rogers. And, like, he's a cool dude, but, like, just like
Yeah,
everybody
Dan-
else, I don't really
That's
root
fine.
for him to win anymore.
Why?
Because he wins all the time. Yeah, I know.
Okay. I thought I was like, damn.
But
what
other
happened?
than,
I was like,
other than him and that Tommy Smith guy, I really don't know any current drivers.
just Todd Ruggles and what is it? The dog shaking her leg. Where's the dog?
I don't know what
Anyway,
you're talking
my
about.
bad. Todd, Gary Burke.
Gary Burke, I forgot about him. Yeah, that's my flooring guy.
Oh yeah,
He's a cool dude.
So
go ahead and lock me in on Gary Burke. Yeah.
I guess modified would technically be the next. Late model would be the last. But
All right,
I've given you enough
modified.
time on late models, so keep in mind that's the next question.
I know. So Tyler Davis for sure in the
Okay.
modifieds. God, he's such a cool dude. Just a nice guy.
I think I've met him, but I don't
Really
know if I've,
clean driver. Quiet.
Yeah,
Nice
him and
guy.
his brother are both pretty cool guys, aren't they?
Yeah.
don't-
I mean,
I've
his
never-
brother can
wheel late model.
wheel late model, and he'll get
Since he's
a
kind of
little fired up
nowadays.
about stuff. But
Got a temper?
yeah,
I don't know anybody like that.
I mean we're kind of buddies, but
I don't know. I've got a bet.
he's kind of we've gotten into it a little bit, but it's all good. I mean, he's one of those guys you get
We'll
into
probably
it.
fist fight by the end of this podcast, dude. I'm
You
just
get
saying.
different- you can
Yeah,
get
dude.
a lot.
I've fucking gotten in fights with. Oh, sorry, another. But anyway,
But yeah, he's one of those guys you can get into it with him on a Friday,
Mhm.
and next Friday, like
not good.
you're fist bumping each other. No, in the signing gate
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Southside.
yeah.
So he's super cool.
I got you.
Yeah, Tyler Davis.
Favorite, and he's well. I'm
I think
resorting
he-
back to 2019, I guess, modified races, but he won.
His first one, I think.
No, he's won a couple of them. I think he won his first in the year before that, and then he won another one or two the year after that. If not, just take credit right now, Tyler Davis. But I'm pretty sure he's won a few of them now
I know I'm
through
rooting
two
for him,
separate
yeah.
years.
Mm-hmm.
And he travels too. Because I saw him at Sobo one time.
Southern National.
He goes to Langley sometimes, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is I think cool.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's young too. He's like your age or younger.
I think
even?
he's like a year or two older than me. Yeah.
I think he's older. Jeez.
I mean, not by much though.
Yeah, I know. It's just like crazy how young you are. Then again, like when you were doing the modified, for some reason I thought you were 16 or 17. I didn't realize you were already a pretty big guy. It's just you had kind of a baby face. But I didn't realize
Maybe,
you were
yeah.
14 or 15 or whatever you said.
Yeah,
You know what I mean, like I thought you were.
Yeah, I was like
16,
15, 16. Yeah.
You know what I mean, like I put you a year or two ahead already. So like, I don't know. I'm shook still.
I said I'm shook.
I'm shook. All right. Well, now we got through that. Rivals. You got any rivals? You said you
I don't know.
said you might be Thomas Stinson's rivals, but who is your rival, so to speak?
I mean, so
Any
like
division.
me and Stinson. I mean, I don't have any like formal rivalries. I guess. I mean, me and Stinson, we always race
Current.
each other really hard. Me and Dotson race each other really hard.
Let's say tread lightly there. Everybody that's been on this podcast said Chris Dodson was their favorite late model driver almost.
I
I'm just
know.
kidding. You can say whatever you want.
So I mean,
I didn't. I chose Eddie Johnson. No offense.
is your number
Favorite late
one?
model driver. I think it was either. I think I mentioned you, Dodson, or him, and I think I had to choose him because I've been seeing him do it so long, and he, before you came around, was the only one that could beat Dodson, and he was doing it with also
fraction of the
probably
budget.
exactly also same boat you're in.
Mm-hmm.
So anytime I see that, I'm ultra impressed, and which I don't know Chris Dodson's budget. That's me talking out of my ass. I'm just saying. Here's the best example. I would see other people getting the same exact. It's pretty easy to see the 43 Petty Blue car. I'd see other people get in it, run 5th, 6th.
Mhm.
Eddie Johnson gets in it literally the night of.
He's winning races.
Yeah, or
Yep.
running second. So
Yep.
it's like clear difference. So, I was always an Eddie Johnson fan just because of that. Even though I love Chris Dodson, and then obviously once you came around, I was already a fan of you in modified. Since when you switched over to late model, and you were like, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go. They better have a lot of, and then you were like up there almost right away, and I'm
Mhm.
like, this is cool. You know what I mean? Because not only that, but Eddie Johnson was not full time then, was he? So you were really the only one at the time that could fully compete with Chris Dodson.
Right. Well, I
Because
think
Eddie
Eddie was
Johnson's
full
kind
time
of
at that time.
He's like on and off so
You're
weirdly.
right,
Like
yeah.
he's like switching cars back then a couple times.
No,
It's
you're
like,
right.
what's going
Yep.
on? But when you came into the picture, it was like if it wouldn't have been for you, it was like unless Eddie Johnson gets the full-time 43 ride, or unless something like that happens, like, nobody's going to come around to beat him. But, then there you were. But back to the real question. No. So Chris Dodson's not your rival. Do you talk to him ever now? Since?
Not at all.
Not since. Not like there was a big thing, but there was a couple small things.
They felt pretty big, at least to me.
Well, they were big. I was just trying. I didn't want to.
A rear clip, that felt pretty big to me.
Yeah,
knock the rear clip
well, I don't know
off
how big that is, but
it's pretty brutal.
Oh, I know how big it is. I just don't know the repair bill side of it.
Oh, it was when all that went down, that was a pretty big deal, and that was definitely a rivalry. And then since then, it's all been good. But
but you haven't talked to him once, but y'all have raced against each other since.
Yeah,
and we've been clean.
Yes, well, it's been clean, but we haven't really been competing into the season
side
championship.
Side,
yeah, so I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm sure he respects you a little bit.
See, that's the thing. I got a ton of respect for the guy.
Yeah, well,
so he probably doesn't care if we like him or hate him or whatnot, but I got a lot of respect for him. And
he's a really cool guy. I mean,
well, you know what? I do have to say. So when we went to Langley with the modified,
and I don't even know him. I've never even.
So we had an open trailer that we were borrowing from somebody at the time, and my dad had a Suburban, and we were going down to Langley, and I guess because I was working for the K&N team, and so
yeah, I got a question about that.
Somehow Dotson found out, and he volunteered his rig, so he let us take his hauler and trailer to Langley with air modified in it.
Wow.
That was pretty cool. That was really cool. And then the next week, Shane Lockhart let us take his full-blown tractor trailer stacker. So once again, perpetuating
so no wonder
the myth that I had a ton of money.
Big time.
Yeah, so we showed up to a
You
modified
gotta go
race
open trailer, dude. You gotta go.
Well,
open
we
trailer.
did a lot, and we used to ratchet strap the tires to the roof of the Suburban.
Just for.
Because had to put the tires somewhere. And we had our toolbox in the back seat and all that.
Oh, when you were doing open trailer. I thought you meant when you were doing the big trailer. I'm like,
no,
is that just to show that
no.
I got no more room left in here?
But no, so anyway, Dotson, he's been really good. He's treated me well at times. A lot of respect for the guy.
So, all in all, y'all I'm not trying to build drama here. I don't think Chris Dotson watches this.
No, I don't
Scott
think so
Burchett
either.
might. I don't.
Well, he's a cool dude. I've talked to him a little bit.
I'm friends with him on Facebook, but I think I know exactly what it looks like.
When
I
see
swear
him
that I've met him,
Dominion or Martinsville or something, we always shake hands or something. I feel
I swear I've met him, but he looks so familiar in the pictures. I just don't know if I don't know. Anyway, ultimately what happened was y'all got into it coming out of turn 2 or something one night, and there was speculation, but whether you came up or whether he came down. Or vice versa.
I was
I don't even remember.
in between the wall and him.
Okay, yeah. So
I didn't really have
came
anywhere
up.
to go.
He came up and yeah, squeezed you.
Well,
I've done it.
He said I've done it.
Yeah, I'm not throwing shade on Dotson or you for calling it out. I'm just saying it happens, and when it happens, things don't.
I met the boilerplate, the infamous boilerplate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that bad boy.
I got a dent in it that I claim.
There's a bad boy count. I say bad boy a lot, so we're trying to tally it up. I try to.
What are you up to?
What's
the tally?
That's the first of the night.
Yeah, it's first of the night. It's not more than my ums or my uhs.
I think we've been doing all right. Not a lot of ums or uhs.
No.
Very professional.
Let's check the tally. I'm just kidding. We don't actually have a tally. I'm making sure. All right, so that would be, I guess, your rival, even though you have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah. Other than that, I think I get along with everyone.
Never driven a U car or anything like that.
No,
or a bang banger.
No, never banged anything. Nope.
Start calling them bang bangers.
Bang bang.
That'd be hilarious, man.
All right, so I got the Weaver thing off the list. All right,
you had that on the list?
Oh, it was on there because I'm like, you're
kind of hip and
yeah, you are. You're young, and
right.
I couldn't even tell a couple minutes ago when we talked about it whether you were in a shtick or not. I'm still confused on what happened there and how they obviously they didn't put gravel down into the dirt. It's a real I'm still kind of confused. So, that's the half boomer in me. I don't even have the age allowed for that.
Look, so all I'll say if
I'm
you're on the
fence
or whether you think it's like a shtick or whatever, Scott Bloomquist is now in on this.
Oh really? No, I know it's all satire. I'm not going to talk about it.
Satire.
It's all real. It's all real. I know that, but
it's kind of disrespectful what you're saying right now.
I'm sorry.
But so yeah, so
Is
Scott Bloomquist.
satire? I
So
don't
Scott
think
Bloomquist
so.
just called out Gage Martinez today.
Are they going to race the
I don't-
modified against the? I think the mini stock beat him. The Bang Banger.
Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna go about it, but like, I mean, it's a
He
big
should
deal
give-
now.
he
It's a
should
really
give-
big deal.
yeah,
So
he should
please
give
don't
Bloomquist-
discredit this.
Yeah, he should probably give Bloomquist about a half lap head start. I mean, Gage is fast.
So the Monterey Missile versus Black Sunshine.
Okay. I feel like he runs this page.
I could have. So all right, hold on.
This is what I'm
So
saying
remember
here.
the
It's like,
Southside
this
memes
motherfucker
page?
Is Gage Martinez.
Remember the
She has
Southside
no
memes
idea
page?
What I'm talking
I'm
about.
lost.
Tina is gone right now. She's like, what?
Lost.
She's never even heard of Weaver Valley
Really?
Speedway. No.
But hold on. You remember the Southside memes page?
Of course.
So everybody thought I ran that for a while.
Yeah, I heard that too, but then I found out that you didn't.
Well, so
I
even
found
my
out
dad.
that you
no,
had
my-
an opportunity, but you were like, I can't get into all that.
Well, so the page
You were
like
invited.
DM'd me and was like, "Hey, you want the password?" Like, because apparently, I think I know who it was and everything.
You sent
Probably
enough of
pretty
them
obvious.
in to where they were like, this guy's good.
Well, I sent in one or
That's
two.
how it was for me. I
But,
sent in so many, they were like, hey, and they sent me the password. I'm like,
But anyway, everybody thought it was me, and then it was getting kind of serious. Like people were getting really offended over it, right?
why?
Because people are soft,
Yeah.
especially like older people.
Boomers.
Older people were getting offended?
Boomer, because they don't understand memes, right?
They don't
memes
understand
back in 2017,
yeah,
memes
I
were
wanna say
like
that
kind
word
of a
again.
new thing. So, but anyway, everybody thought I ran it, and so I got a lot of crap for that. Like even my dad
Really?
was convinced that I was running it. And I was like,
He was
Dad,
mad? Oh, I
Oh,
guess
he
he
was
doesn't
pissed.
understand the joke.
he was pissed, and like because we're running for championships, we have like legitimate sponsors, and like
Couldn't get other people mad enough to take you out or something. Yeah, it's a bad place to be in.
well, because some people were like legitimately irritated about it, and it was like bleeding over
Doesn't
into
anybody
like
have any
real life
sense
actions.
of comedy or sense
Well, that's
of...
what I thought. And so, but anyway, I got yelled at a lot about it by my dad, by
What?
other people.
Didn't you have any way of proving that you weren't involved?
No, man. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, it's a anonymous page.
They're like beating the
It's like
shit
I-
out of him.
it's like I don't-
Wait, no, you did. They're just like I didn't. They're like posting
That's
a
exactly
picture
what they
while
would
he's
say.
like getting the shit down. It's like, is it not me?
Yeah. So that was tough. So like, I loved
It
it.
was a slew of people, but
Yeah.
Mason was not in it because as soon as I got in there for only a week, might I add, I only uploaded two. I asked, I said, is Mason Bailey in here or not? Because I had heard that rumor.
Yeah.
I said, no. We said, we asked him to be, and he said that he couldn't get involved because I guess everybody was roasting you. You
Yeah.
probably wanted to be involved, but they were like, no.
I mean, like, I'm
Said
not
he
gonna
can't.
lie. I sent in a couple.
Well, yeah, everybody was
Mean-
sending them
but
in.
honestly,
That's different
I think
than
I
being
was
the person
roasting
that
myself, some of
filters
them.
in the good and not good.
Right. So I think I was roasting myself a little bit, sending a couple
yeah.
about my.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I thought that was funny and everything, but
Of course. That's part of the fun.
yeah, man, what a time.
And then, like, your fans are, like, getting mad at your own meme about you. Which is like,
Yeah.
what's going on? It's, like, quadruple on time.
There's some hilarious ones though. I wish it would come
Oh,
back.
dude. I think it's still
Every-
there. It's not deleted.
like once a month, once every 4 months they'll post.
If I go, like, 3 years into my, like, Instagram or whatever messages by whomever it is, I might be able to find a password.
yeah, and I
Get
think
back on it.
Spill the tea, Ethan.
Huh?
What is that?
spill
Huh?
the tea.
Spill it.
Hell no. It's me.
I
I'm QAnon, too.
think the page
I'm
would
cute.
lose its lore though if people found out who it is
Yeah.
or who. Because I mean, it's a couple people. I think.
Yeah, well, it's not as many as you'd think, but it's still... And I think that, like you said, it would lose its allure if the main creator was found about.
I don't think anybody would be surprised though.
That's because it's you, Mason. I'm just kidding. He's like, what? We just went through this. He's like, no.
Then
But no,
also
but it is
during
me still.
during that time, a lot of people.
I got help, though. As
They
soon as
were
I started, people
accusing
were like,
us
yeah.
of running traction control. There was a lot because there's a lot of because we were doing
That's
well.
always a late model rumor. What's up
I
with
know.
that?
It was also when we were running the modified too.
How possible is that to actually do? How many people are actually getting away with that?
Well, so like today, like I'm seeing on Facebook Marketplace, people are selling like traction control. But like, I mean, you've built race cars. Like, there's not that many
Mhm.
wires on them. Like, you can go through, you can find it.
Yeah.
They
Well,
say
there's
it's,
a lot of
it's
wires
the
in-
purple
yeah.
wire.
But
Sounds like you're defusing a bomb.
The purple wire.
would you use it if you could? I mean, it feels like it wouldn't. I mean,
No.
it feels like there's obviously a...
Like personally, I feel like I don't like I wouldn't gain much. Like I feel like I got.
I mean,
a
I
good
turn it
enough
off in
foot.
my work truck when I'm, you know what I mean, like driving in the snow, not for fun, but like it's like it pisses me off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. So I've never.
I'm like trying to hit the
driven
gas
with
to like
or
kick it around a
anything.
certain turn because the turn has to go like that, and it's like it won't let me get in the gas. It's like, what is
Right.
this?
So
I don't like it.
I don't know. I feel like I got a good enough right foot. Like I don't need it. But everybody was accusing us. There were some internet rumors going around, and it got like really obnoxious. People are like, "Oh, it's Bluetooth. It's in a steering wheel. Somebody's in the stands, like turning it on and off."
Somebody
So
got
yeah, the
disqualified
snowball
today.
derby. Yeah. So it's kind of funny because that kind of reminded me of it. The
Why-
Chandler Smith.
why- yeah.
So
Tell me more about
he
that.
gets out of the car and walks over to his crew chief, and they look at race monitor, like in impound,
Just to look at lap times.
and they get DQ'd
Why is that not allowed?
because in the rules for the snowball they wrote like no electrical devices in the car,
No, it wasn't in the car.
no cell phones.
It wasn't in the car.
I know, but they're like no cell phones in impound. Like I think
Anywhere?
it was written.
You're
like,
not even allowed to see your lap times?
So I think the way the rule was written, like in the driver's handout or whatever, it said no cell phones in impound. So I think like technically,
What is the impound?
like post qualifying, like they come in after qualifying, go across scales, and then they park it like by the tech shed or whatever.
So
Can't
this
touch
is
the
over
car.
in the impound / tech shed.
I guess.
So they suspected him of turning his traction control back off from the smartphone.
I mean,
Or
I don't
something.
think anybody like really thought he did it, but
It's
I
just a
think
track rule and they're abiding by
so.
it.
Ricky Brooks is the technical inspector down there, and like he's kind of known for being a hardo. Like if a rule's written down, like they enforce
Do you
it.
agree with that?
I mean, a rule's a rule.
Is
It
he
kinda
the same
depends-
one that-
It kind of depends on where you go, because like I think that's part of the problem. Like a Dominion, like with bodies, people were kind of pushing the envelope on bodies, and at first they were letting it slide, and it was getting more and more obnoxious. But they already set the kind of standard that they just let it slide. So I kind of wish we had somebody like Ricky Brooks around here
Dog is trash in the studio right now.
to lay down the law.
She's fine. Oh, she pulled the whole screen down?
Yeah, she did.
Bristol, stop.
Come on.
Come here.
Hey.
Come here. All right. You a boxing fan? Do you watch any fighting or UFC or anything like that?
I used to watch a little bit of UFC. I mean, I watched the big Roy Jones fight the other night.
How was that?
Underwhelming.
Yeah. How was the fight before that with Jake Paul and Nate Robinson?
So I just watched the highlights of that. But that
Yeah.
kind of good.
Yeah. It was a good knockout. But he'd already knocked him down a couple times before that. But I got a meme for you. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know if you already saw it, but it's pretty bad. I got a couple.
Wow. Go outside.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I got a couple of funny questions for you. You said that you were doing the. What is this picture from?
Yeah, so that's so like I said, like at one point I was like, so Sam Hunt. I don't know if anybody knows him, but
Yes,
like he
I
was
do.
James River, football star, and then he went on. He ran late models and then K&N, but they did it all local. So where Torp is now, we shared the shop with them.
Oh, really?
And like when I was in school, I got hooked up with them, and so after school, like I go there and work. They're like not paid, but during the summers I did get paid.
Okay.
Like $7 an hour or whatever.
Mhm.
So, I was like 16 years old, working in a race shop like by myself, like,
Badass. Yeah.
building it like K&N cars that are going to Bristol.
Yeah.
It's like super scary. I would never let anybody do that for me. So, but
Cool that
anyway,
they gave you
that's
the
what that
opportunity.
was.
They trusted you though. I'm sure you were a
I think they're
mature
just desperate.
15-year-old.
I think they're
obviously.
just desperate, really desperate.
Yeah. I've been there.
But that's what that picture is from right there. That is, I think. Let me see it again.
Richmond International Raceway.
That was Richmond International. Yeah,
This is like the deep dive into your Instagram segment.
yeah.
Do you watch Hot Ones? The show on YouTube?
Oh, the wings.
Yeah.
So I mean, I've watched some of the highlights, but I can't say
Okay.
that I watch it.
What's up with those kids in the highlights, Austin?
I don't know, man.
Dude, and what's up
Kids
with you
these
holding
days.
this fish like this, dude? What's up with you manhandling this
Oh my
bad
gosh,
boy?
man, you're really getting weird with this.
Dude, I had to go.
Wait, but hold on, is that not the biggest crappie you've ever seen in your life?
He's holding it like this, like a taco, bro. It's fucking awesome, though.
Well, because their mouth is too small. I don't know.
Dude, I've never even caught but like a fish in my life.
So I
probably
posted
one,
that
it
to
was, like, this
Facebook,
big.
and I had a bunch of like grown men, like I guess who fish, and they were like, "Holy crap!
I don't
like, where
fish.
is that?" So like crappies are like small little fish.
I understand this is a big ass crappie.
So that's like a
Big butt
huge
crappie.
fish. They're like, "How big was?" I was like, "I don't know." I just threw it back in the water. They're like, "What? That's like a
That's
citation
monster.
fish or something."
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
dude.
"Oh man."
I'm just the way that you're holding it is hilarious. I think.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know anything about holding fish, but it's
Well,
just.
I mean, I'm a pretty awkward guy, so that's like
I
part
love
of
it,
the course
but-
there.
Yeah, dude.
Better than by the tail, I guess.
Yeah. Do you know who Cletus McFarlane is?
Oh yeah,
Do you follow him?
I do. Yeah,
Okay. You love him?
the old 1320 video.
Well,
Yeah.
I kind of keep up with him a little bit. I mean, on Facebook and YouTube and whatever else.
Yeah. Well, so I guess it's his wife is from. I don't know if she's from here, but they have
Oh,
a
really?
house on Lake Anna.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I just see him on, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I don't see any like
videos.
frickin' twin turbo, hood cutout vets rolling up and down 95, but I keep
Yeah.
an eye out for them.
Well, I just
into
didn't know
Lake
that
Anna.
they even were from around here or even
Yeah.
anything like that. I just know that I just see him on Facebook. He's just like a famous guy to me. He could have been in California. I'd be like, oh, yeah, Cletus. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
You could have told me he lives in Missouri. I'd be like,
Yeah.
that's tight.
Well,
You know?
so I follow them on Instagram, all their social media. I watch their YouTube videos every now and then, but I think what they're doing is really cool. And it's awesome because it's kind of like a bridge in between racing and car people, right? Because you got car people who have no idea about like short track racing,
Mhm.
and so it kind of like he just bought that racetrack in Florida, and he's got that huge following of like that car culture.
Yes.
So he's kind of bringing a
What's
lot of
that-
people into racing.
What's that track called?
DeSoto.
DeSoto, yes.
Yeah. So it's super cool because like I got
About
a lot
$1 million or something you bought it for.
of I forget, man, but it was a lot of money, I think.
Do you think Southside Speedway is going to open up?
So I was wondering if you're going to ask that. So everybody's got
I don't
like,
have to. We can hop in the time machine, head back 10 seconds.
No, I mean I don't have any information really.
Me neither.
I will say this: everybody gets on Facebook, and it's like CNN with like all their anonymous inside
Yeah.
sources. They're like, they're building a casino on it. They sold it, for $12 million.
Yeah.
It's like no, they
They're
didn't.
building apartments right
No,
now
they
in the pits. It's like,
Um,
what?
So, look, I will say this, and this isn't like some secret, but I was over at CR Phillips, and Chris Phillips called her, and she picked up. She doesn't usually pick up for anybody, but she picked up for him this one time because he texted her about unrelated to racing, and then he hit her with the old, "Hey, what are y'all
I'm
doing
ready to
next
install
year?"
that generator. And she's like, okay, when? And he's like, hey, by the way, it's Southside.
Exactly, and this is her response. She was like, "Yeah, well, to be honest, this was like probably a month and a half ago."
So
And
you
she
do
was-
have insider news.
Well, she was like, "Oh,
Coming
well,"
to you live
Well,
right
she was
now
like,
with Mason Bailey.
No, she was like, well, honestly, we haven't really thought about it or anything. Like, I have no idea. So,
Thought about it?
so they haven't sold it or done anything crazy. Like, they're not closing it down, but I don't know
Okay.
if they're opening it back up. So,
Okay.
anybody that says
I'm sure
otherwise,
they're just kind of waiting on the timeline, too.
like,
I
I
can't
think,
expect them to know what's going on when none of us know what's going on. It's tough.
yeah, but I just don't think that's one of their priorities right now. I think they're just kind of living their lives and not thinking too much about racing at the moment. So,
Well,
anybody
I
that
respect
said, yeah,
it
that's
is January, but it's their business.
yeah. So I don't know. I don't think.
It'd be like, I don't know. It'd be like some type of race car driver. I'm not thinking about it right now, even though it's even just because it's the off season. It's like
Yeah,
you
it's
think about
kinda
this year
tough,
round.
because they put the racers in a bind. I mean, because like somebody like me who, so Shell Brothers, like, are they
Puts
coming
the
back next year?
businesses, yeah.
So it's like, do I get sponsorship from Shell Brothers to run next year there?
What happened there with those? Yeah, it's tough, but it's not like they have the answer. We can expect it out of them. It's just one thing I'll say is it's tough seeing all the other tracks open and they're
Well,
closed.
no, yeah, it's super tough.
So
it's
that
hard to
makes it
watch,
tough.
but I guess my point
Somebody
is,
last episode said that COVID does not exist at Dominion.
no, it doesn't. No, they're right.
Yeah,
It's
Weber
true.
Valley either.
Well, no. So Weber Valley has the turn 3 Rona stand. So if you have,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah.
if
have
you
Rona,
got the
go
Rona,
there.
you can,
Dude,
and then.
that's fucking awesome,
Yeah,
dude. I
well,
love
and
that.
then
I like that motto.
they were selling out the Rona stand, so they were bleeding into general admissions. But
Well, that's the way it goes, though. Sometimes we just got to build more Rona stands.
you got to build more Rona stands.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
right. Yeah,
I mean, this is the changing times, or just take away
we
some
need
of the regular.
Fauci's input on it.
Yeah, where's Dr. Fauci at when you need him? He's about to zoom in about 10 minutes.
But back to Southside. My point is, I don't think anybody has any inside information.
Maybe
or
Fauci
anything.
does. Yeah. Yeah, he probably
Yeah.
knows better than Southside or us.
Right.
He's like, yeah, I might open it, I might not. Y'all wait on me. What about, if anybody wants to call in and ask any questions, 804-887-0754. You said you don't really listen to podcasts, or you do? You said you
I
don't
listen to
watch
a
them, but you
lot of
listen.
podcasts. Yeah, so, I mean, I graduated from High Point this spring, but I used to, like, every weekend I would drive 4 hours to come work on race cars, and then
Ooh.
Sunday night I'd drive back to High Point. So I spent a lot of time on the road listening to podcasts.
Right up in that alley, yeah.
So,
What was your favorite one?
podcasts?
Top 3.
Oh, I said the Dale Jr. download.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Race 22 podcast was phenomenal.
And you can get Dale Jr. on here for the Turn Left podcast?
Wait, can I?
Yeah. I'm just kidding. I'm reaching really high.
Yeah.
Maybe if I can get Josh Berry on here.
That'd be so cool.
That's never going to happen. I'm just saying
I
if
don't
I
know.
could, I'd be like a little bit closer.
Yeah,
and I don't actually expect to have Dale Jr. out here in my garage that I call a studio.
If anybody
I
would
just
do it,
want to
it'd be
get
him,
on.
though.
I know, but I just want to get on his podcast. So this is how I
Get a
ended up
shout
on,
out or
this,
something.
Yeah, this is how I ended up on Larry King, Langley, Speedways, Jack Dodson's Insider Racing News with Scott Allen.
Yep.
That's how I ended up there. So I just talk trash about him on the internet until they had me on. So I'm going to do that about Dale Jr. Download, I guess. I do like their show, but second favorite one because that's an easy one. Or second favorite podcast. What do you think?
So I like business a lot.
Okay, so you listen to a lot of the business and the.
So, Bigger Pockets. I don't know if anyone knows that, but
I've heard of it, but I don't listen personally.
It's like a really, it's really good real estate investing podcast.
Wow.
And it's like something that's not going to put you to sleep.
You're a little bit into that too. You said you're not flipping a house, but
Well,
live and flip.
I mean, I guess technically I'm flipping it, but I'm living in it too.
Yeah.
So it's called a live and flip.
Yeah.
And then they would call it house hacking. So I got 2 kids with me, living with me, helping on the mortgage and all that stuff.
2 friends. He doesn't have 2 kids.
Yeah, okay, very misleading.
Everybody's gonna be like, Mason Bailey, I have 2 kids.
Well, yeah, so I'm getting
Mason,
it. So
I have 2 kids, Bailey. You're gonna turn it into
I call everybody, all my friends, I call them all kids.
I don't blame you. They're all your age.
Yeah, but now we're kind of growing up now, so people get really confused. Yeah.
I knew exactly what you meant. It's just because I
It's
say
29
I've got
years
2
old,
kids
yeah.
because literally like I said, Cameron made the joke because I always talk about
Right.
I got kids, man. He's like, Ethan, I got kids, heirs. So I didn't want people to get confused. But also, do you know any Dominion guys? I want to get a Dominion guy on here because it seems like people Dominion is a tight group, just like Southside Speedway.
Yeah.
If I have a Dominion guy on here, all the Dominion fans are gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta watch that." So it's gonna
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a selfish thing. I want to have some Dominion guys on here. I don't really know any of them. I know you, and
We
I've been
could
a fan of
probably
you,
get,
so I've been wanting to have you on. Dominion guy, hopefully he's not listening yet. I mostly just want to get on, not for clout, but so that some of the Dominion people will start watching.
Broaden your audience, yeah.
Yeah,
for
if
sure.
I got
Grow
a
your
YouTube
podcast.
guy, yeah.
We
Do you
could do
know
that.
any of them? I mean,
Yeah.
who would be the coolest one? Do you think? I've only raced there 3 times.
Well, I mean, so off the top
Been
of my
there
head, late model drivers. So, you got
Ones that would do this, not
Right, yeah.
just the coolest
Peyton
one.
probably wouldn't come up from Danville, but
No.
Tyler Hughes. He probably
You think it would?
He's a cool dude.
Does he live around here? Because that's another
So
thing
he's
with how
from
late it is.
He's from Maryland, but we're kind of buddies, and then I think we're going to do some stuff together this year. So he might be coming down to Richmond,
be in town.
be in town.
Well, that's
He'd probably
not
do
bad.
it. He's a cool dude. And then, oh shoot, I'm blanking on his name.
Oh dang!
Hold on.
It is tough when everything's going though. It's hard to remember.
I know this is kind of Trenton Kilgore.
If it
You know
doesn't-
who that is?
Yes.
The kid's a badass. So he's
I have this piece of paper here. He doesn't have that.
So Trenton Kilgore. I don't know if they watch this or not, but I think
We'll
he's
go with maybe not.
he's 17 or 18,
Okay.
and kind of like me, he just bought a race car. He ran the mini cups, and then he got a late model, and they run off legit sponsors.
Yeah.
And it's
budget.
him, his mom, and his dad. They have a crate motor
badass.
in their late model. So I thought I had the oldest car with an 09 A&E. They have an 07 A&E or something even older than mine.
What about the? Switch back for a second. Are you a fan of the old dog in the modified division that you used to race against? Kyle Wood.
Kyle Wood. So
The car is called the old dog.
Yeah, so are you asking, am I a fan of the car or the driver?
1890. Both.
So, yeah, I know the car because, I've seen it on the car. Been behind it a couple times.
Yeah.
That's right. Kyle's a good dude. I don't like racing against him because he's fast, so I don't like any competition.
He's a good blocker.
He's a good blocker, yeah. I'm a good mover, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which could create conflict, yeah.
So I don't think me and Kyle have ever had any conflict. It's been close sometimes because modified's just tough, open wheels, so it gets
No room for error.
kind of like the Steven Nass, Bubba Pollard stuff. Sometimes it just happens.
That's what we were about to talk about next.
Yeah, but don't want to get ahead of ourselves. But
We've gone 135, 135. That's
I
our
know.
order of our. That's my fault.
I'm
I'm
not
jumping.
helping. But
Steven,
anyway,
the
Kyle Wood,
snowflake
cool
race.
dude, good driver.
So all in all, you like Kyle Wood. You respect Kyle Wood. It's just-
Respect him.
He's my
yeah.
favorite
I respect
modified
him.
driver.
We-
So I had to ask.
I don't think me and him have ever talked other than post race, hey, good race.
Okay.
So
Fair enough.
we're not buddies or anything, but he's a driver. Works on his stuff himself.
Yeah, no, it's a super loaded budget. I mean,
We love
the
to
car
see
is
that.
like I said from 1890.
So how can you not respect that? you
Yeah,
know?
I agree. And he's, like I said, he's my favorite modified guy. He always has been, but I've known him for a long time.
Yeah. So I don't
I've
really
known
like
Silva.
anybody
Yeah.
I compete against, though. So
I know, right? Yeah.
you're setting me up for
You
failure.
sound like
here.
an MMA fighter.
Oh man,
You said you used to watch MMA. Who was your favorite fighter?
the Iceman,
Really?
Chuck Liddell.
Chuck Liddell.
Yeah.
Dang, you used to watch it way
A
back in
little
the day.
bit.
How
Because
old
they
were
don't
you
really
then?
show it on TV much anymore, I guess.
It's pay-per-view.
I don't know, I guess. Yeah, it didn't used to be
Yeah.
pay-per-view. It used to be like TNT, you know?
Yeah. Dang, I had one other question about, I don't remember what it was now. It's killing me. Also,
so we
you're
nev-
young. What?
We never got to, like, favorite late model driver.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Loon Dog.
Who?
Loon Dog.
Who's that?
Mike Looney.
Oh, Looney.
Yeah. I think that's his
87.
nickname.
Huh?
Yeah, 87. Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah.
put that together. But I think that's, like, his nickname. But, so I'm never... Like, I don't have any favorites, like, in racing. Like, even, like, the cup level or anything. Because, like...
Really?
Nah, not really. But I
Very
respect
strange.
people. But the only one I'm really a fan of is, like... I like Bubba Pollard, but Mike Looney. Like, when he came to Dominion last time, like, I went over his pits, and I was like, hey, man, like, I'm a big fan of yours. Looking
That you were
forward to...
fangirling over Mike Looney.
Fangirl of... looking forward to watching you race for the win from 7th place.
Yeah. So you were in the race with him.
Yeah, I was, yep.
Wow, that's even
And
better.
it's cool because I got to trade some paint with those guys. Like, we've run well at Dominion. This year we ran all right, but Steve Little put me in his car, and then Robbie Waldrop, the Jersey Mike's crew, they put me in their car before up at Dominion.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, when it was the Lee Pullum, or Peyton Sellers and Philip Morris National Championship year before last,
Yes.
we went out there, and I think I was in the Jersey Mike's car, and, like, we were running third to Philip Morris and Peyton Sellers with, like, 20 to go.
With the... Damn.
Because we were trying to break the car in, like, get it
Yeah,
shut
no,
down
I'm
for
just-
Martinsville.
that's
Because they
impressive.
want to take it. Oh, dude, we were blown away. And then we pulled in and parked it because we didn't want to tear it up for Martinsville.
Yeah, because you were mostly just getting ready
And
for
then
that.
Jeff Oakley took in full throttle through the field under caution and everything. And we were like, wow, that was a hell of a decision
Wild man, yeah.
to pull it in.
What's your favorite win of all time?
Probably one where I moved Dotson the week after he
The incident.
finished me. Yeah, that was cool. It was like a green-white checkered. I started P3 inside row.
Mm-hmm.
And he
was probably nervous.
I hope he was.
Well,
But anyway, going to turn one,
I don't
man.
think
I
there's
just
any way... Well,
I moved him up into P2.
he probably wasn't as much as you can't be, but there's no way that you
Right.
can't be.
So, but that was cool because it's Jennifer Allen. Shout out, Sarah K.
She's got
Speed Shots.
pictures?
She's got like the 3 wide pictures. It's like me, Dotson, and I think it was Eddie on the outside.
Oh, really?
It was 3 wide. Yeah, I think it's my cover photo on Facebook.
Yeah, dude, can you, crop my face into that so I can post it in my profile picture of him? It's epic, bro. What's the hardest thing about driving race cars? This is going to be a new segment. Also, Dodge said the heat.
The heat, yeah, I don't tolerate heat very well.
It's the easiest thing for me. I don't know why.
The
It's
heat,
like I could go,
the heat is tough, very
Really?
tough. Yeah, I
not the
struggle
talent.
with that.
Like everybody, I'm hoping somebody would be like, hey, it's not actually easy to drive these race cars. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, here we
it
go.
makes
Here
it
we go.
seem like driving the car is easy.
Look
when
at
you
that.
say the heat is the worst thing.
You're
Look at that.
conditioned to the heat.
I know. Yeah, that's
Oh,
badass.
gosh.
Dang,
So, like I
that's
said, I was
tight.
way cooler like 3 years ago.
Oh, you're pretty cool. Well, Southside Speedway shut down, dude. You got to get time to get back. You didn't have a full season this year. Did you run for points this year or no?
No, we didn't.
Yeah,
I think
so-
we ran like 5 races.
Yeah.
Which
Well-
was awesome. It was awesome, and we had a great time doing it. We got our feet wet at Dominion, but we're gonna run for.
What's your best finish at Dominion?
I mean, we've won there before in the modified with Alan Marshall. That was awesome. In the late model,
That was cool. You never even raced there. That was
no,
your first race ever.
at
And
Dominion.
back in a modified, you were
back
racing
in
late model.
modified. Yes, I
Stomped
believe
the
so.
field.
Yeah, it wasn't a huge
I was
turnout.
there that night.
It wasn't a huge
I was there
turnout.
that
I
night.
think it was
It's
just
like
me.
7 or 8 cars.
7 or 8, and then it was just me and Mike Rudy. So
As far as but that's
I think
right. It
I got
happens
some.
sometimes.
I think I won practice.
Most races it's only 3 fast guys.
Yeah, got on the pole, and then he got around me on the start, and I just kind of followed him, and then we got around him and we won. So it's pretty
You were
lackluster.
fast that night.
But
Does that
we,
car have any other wins at that track? Alan Marshall's won in it, has he?
Yeah,
He
Yeah,
won
Alan
it
Marshall
a couple
did,
times,
yeah.
hasn't
yeah, once or twice. Yep.
he? Has he won it at Southside? I don't even know if he's
I think
racing
he-
at Southside or maybe
I
back
don't know.
in the day.
I know he put me in it.
You think he's watching right now? What
I
about
hope
Alan
so.
Marshall?
Chesden Automotive, they're a big supporter of ours.
Yeah, so they've been my sponsor before, so shout out Chesden Automotive.
Gosh, they're awesome people.
I love them. So second, we'll try to close it out. Second hardest thing, since you went with the easy one, the heat, which is the easiest thing about racing. Just kidding. But what's the second hardest thing? The throttle control, the brake
I mean, we're
pedal
talking like
pressure.
literally like from the driver's perspective in the car.
Yeah. Like the is it the throttle, the braking precision? Is it the actual just like the steering, or
Knowing
is it
where your front bumper is.
so the depth perception of the front of the car?
So like even to this day, like we'll be sitting on the grid, like on the backstretch at Southside. Like I'll get on the radio, it'll be like, "Hey, Dak, can you stand in front of the car?" So he'll stand in front of the bumper.
You don't just knock into the guy a little bit in front of you?
Well, I do
caution?
that. I do that also. Yeah.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
No, I do that
Oh, there
too.
he is.
But yeah, I mean, because you can lose, that.
Oh, it's a
gauge of
game
where-
of inches.
Exactly, and so
Not even. It could be game over.
exactly.
Not
so,
even like, oh, we didn't get that down like they say in football. Like, no, car's totaled, everything's over. My career might be over because
Yeah.
I had a half-inch off.
Yep, and it happens a lot. Just sometimes you forget where that bumper is, so that's pretty tough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And even when it's that small, minimum, precise thing of a thing, I don't think that works. When it's that small, precise measurement, you even still at that point, again, would deserve at 15 years old to get cussed out. When you bust an oil pan,
Right.
I still don't understand why
Yeah.
this guy got mad at you, but racing is what it is.
Yeah.
All their shit got torn up, so they got to be mad at somebody.
So I learned off of Thomas Stinson's rear bumper once
Yeah?
or twice. Yeah, where exactly mine was.
Okay.
So
Well, hey,
in turn one,
during
I sent
caution,
around.
I was talking about like during a caution, I'll touch the guy in front of me while I'm cautioning.
Well, yeah, no, I do that
you're,
too.
You're railing people into the. I was saying,
Getting
I'll,
in turn one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, I under green too. Yeah, I've done it.
Oh, I do
I think
it, yeah,
once
yeah.
to
No, I was
sense it,
giving you
yeah.
a hard time, but yeah, I do it all the time too. But I'm saying, I thought you meant my comment earlier was like, I'll try it on the first lap. Like, no. Like during the caution when we're like going slow, I'll actually knock into them a little bit to remind myself.
Yep.
Well, I think that just about clears it out. I got a couple other things, but they're all stupid stuff. We don't need to like get into like the YouTube and all the silly videos. I think it's been good enough. That's when it's always good when we don't have to get into all that stuff, in my opinion. And we're not doing the deathly hot sauce. You're not trying to.
Man, I'm a wimp. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Aw.
As
Well-
hot as I get, it's like medium. That's
Tina says it's not
that's
that
a
bad.
struggle for me.
But she's Colombian, so she's got
Yeah.
a spicy.
kind of spicy,
Yeah.
in the DNA.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah,
Yeah.
So we were actually sponsored by
The
a hot
mic's really
sauce
far away.
for a
yeah.
little
My
bit.
mic's not working.
What?
Yeah.
Shout out, Damn Yankee Hot Sauce.
Who's that from?
So that was a sponsor of ours.
Really?
Yeah, I mean a small. They put it on the back
How
bumper.
hot is it?
So once again, dude, they had a couple of flavors, and I went with like the honey
He's like,
chipotle
kill
every
me.
time. So I don't know how hot they are.
Okay. All right, dude. Well, thanks for joining me. I'll definitely try to have you back sometime in the future if you're down to. I appreciate you coming out, and I don't know. Do you want to shout out any of your sponsors first, really quick? Just
Yeah.
in case we missed any.
Shell Brothers, A&A, those are number
two
one.
big
Yeah,
ones.
they help us out.
Shout out
so
David
much.
Atkinson.
Dave Atkinson,
That's
Big
him.
D. Big D's what
Big
what he
D.
goes by. Gosh.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's a name. If I got any, are there any comments we need to read off really quick? Anybody that donated like $150 or anything? It's never happened. I'm just mixed up. Do we have any new sponsors for the show?
Wants to see Mason and
Oh yeah, you're supposed to show your butt, or your shirt.
Oh, yeah,
Mason, you
your
got to show your shirt.
Oh, all right.
I'm gonna look away.
No. The pants are staying on.
Okay. What is it?
All right.
Ooh.
I don't know if the camera can see it.
Ooh, deck size matters. Where'd you get that bad boy?
Dirty Girls Apparel.
Dirty Girls of Harold?
Apparel.
Oh, Dirty Girls Apparel.
Yeah.
And is that a Weber Valley
You would
merch?
think so. You would think so.
It's right up there, dude. If I'd have known you were gonna wear that, dude. Oh man, I've got what's called it's a
Yeah, you
it's a
can kind of
line
see it on the
called-
camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they can see it pretty good. Oh yeah, dude, that's badass.
Oh,
I
that's
got
so
a
hot.
I got a shirt from the line Big Johnson's. I don't know. He's got a bunch of shirts.
Big. Yeah. So this is basically the same thing.
You seen what I'm talking about?
Oh.
What?
Ryan Wilburn said Gary Fox is on now.
For what?
I guess he was watching.
Oh, what up, Gary Fox? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Which he was supposed to be back at Southside.
Well, so
And
that's the
then
thing. That's what they're
season
getting
ended.
at. They're saying we should ask him about Southside.
Gary Fox, what's going on with Southside? What's up, baby? Should I not call him baby? That might be weird. What's up, dude? What's up, bro? What did you say? I don't know. Do you want my water? You're probably thirsty. What do you
No,
got
I'm
over there?
good, man.
What are you drinking? What is that
What?
thing?
Oh, that is a
It looks
Wawa
good.
cappuccino.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The cold?
I'm a white girl,
That's okay.
dude. I love.
It's not pumpkin spice, is it?
Man, I'll drink as long as it's iced coffee. I'll drink it.
But is that one pumpkin spice?
No.
No, I didn't know. I wouldn't have called you out like that if I'd have seen the pumpkin spice.
Well, I deserve it if you did. So.
That's okay. Dude, I'll drink them too. I don't drink coffee at all, but if I do, it's iced coffee.
So,
You know what
I
I'm
don't know
saying?
if I'm really proud of this shirt. So
Dude, that
I made
thing
a big
is
deal
sick.
out of it.
What do you mean?
You know, it was a big deal getting the sweatshirt off and fumbling over here.
You've got 69 on it, so I mean it's pretty much the
Well,
coolest
so-
shirt that I've ever seen in this studio before in my
They
life.
have Camel Towing as one of the sponsors on the car.
What? Here, let's move the sweatshirt.
Everything's backwards right now. Can you read it?
Yes. All right, they got. It's really hard.
So you got Camel Towing on the.
camel towing. That's awesome.
C-pillar.
What is the sound studio? Super hard to see. What is the little the sunshine right there? What is that? Oh, what does the front say? Dixie. Yeah, what does that say?
Oh my gosh! I know these are golden. I can't remember them. I just
Oh,
can't read
dude,
them.
Dixie.
We'll have to get a picture of you.
Dixie Girls on the front with a
Yeah,
Z.
yeah.
We'll post it to the feed.
Here, I feel like I'm about to like go in and kiss.
No homo.
No homo.
Oh.
Sandy Balls Beach Resort.
Sandy Balls Beach Resort. And
Camel
then,
towing. Beaver La. What does that say? Beaver La Bane? What does that mean?
oh, I don't
Tell
know.
me.
I don't know.
It's got 69 on it. See, that's another thing too. What did you think about me when you noticed that I had the number 69? Did you have any pre?
Well, see, it depends
Juxtaposition,
because
is
a
that a
lot of
word?
people are just 69 because it's like, oh yeah, that's my number.
Yeah, but
But like,
it has to have like. Yeah, okay.
if you go into it for the meme, then like I'm
For
all
my
for
mom
it.
that's got it on her car, and for my wife that drives around and wants to wear my shirts
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
it becomes a little bit of an issue for their
Yeah,
friends
yeah,
at work.
no, I can understand
so
completely.
do you understand?
So like on
what I'm
iRacing,
saying here?
yeah, like iRacing, my numbers are 69 or
Are they?
5. Oh yeah,
Really? Oh dang.
do it for the meme, yeah. Well, because on iRacing we're Pit Lizard Performance.
Oh dang.
Yeah,
That's dope.
and then
I never made it that far. I didn't
Well,
really
that's
get
like-
past Miatas, and my shit died. But I'll get it back. I got to place the GPU or something. I'm not a computer
Oh,
guy. I don't
man.
fucking. Do you work on computers?
yeah. So
Really?
I built my computer.
You want to take that one with you? Fix it?
Like okay,
for
to
free?
fix it.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, if you buy the parts, yeah, I'll put it together.
No. Well,
Like, no
I
joke.
need it diagnosed. I
I don't
say
know, I
it's
mean-
like I need a GPU. It hasn't even been diagnosed. That's what I think it needs off of what I read on YouTube.
We could see. I don't know. They're not that hard.
Also, if anybody wants to, like, I'm sure you've got aunts and uncles that don't have Facebook or something. It'll be uploaded on YouTube by tomorrow. Like, if anybody asks you and you don't have, or they don't have a Facebook, Mason, just check it out on YouTube, turn on that podcast.
And Spotify.
Well, and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that shit, right? Austin, what do you listen to?
On what?
Austin, Mason, what do you listen to?
On what? Sorry, I'm reading comments.
You're
seeing
good.
if we missed
What's
anything?
your do you?
She
listen
should
to
have.
podcasts?
Well,
The podcast or music? Sorry.
no, you're good. Where do you listen to your podcast?
Oh, Spotify.
Are we missing a bunch of comments?
Well,
Will you read them off,
no.
please?
Well, Spotify and Apple.
Fuller said a couple times that the hot sauce is not bad.
Okay. Who else said what? Well, you can't scroll in there. Can you use your phone?
No.
Nobody said anything?
No.
I couldn't understand what you said. You gotta write it down and hold it up real big. On that poster board that you don't have. Alright.
Yeah, so your brother just brought up 2014. So I don't know if I ran that year, but I met him at the BP on Hull Street. I think we were racing go-karts at the time, and me and my dad were like driving around. We saw, I think it was the Grand Stock or the Street Stock.
Street stock. Yeah.
And like that was a race car.
We were street stockers.
And
then,
that
yeah.
was like the coolest thing to me.
We only did 1 year.
So
in
like
Grand Stock.
my dad I was like, oh, pull in. So we pulled in and we got out and looked at it and talked to him.
Mhm.
I totally
It's pretty
forgot. That's
dope.
so funny.
Yeah, the
But,
BP right over there by Deer Run where he lived. That's
Yep.
where we used to always fuel up.
Yep. And
Yeah,
so
that's dope.
I mean, I was like really young, so that was like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, that is cool. Thinking back, I remember him telling me I think of that. Or telling me something about like Mason Bailey or
Gary
something.
Fox says we will race this season.
Ooh, Gary Fox dropping heat on this podcast right now, dude.
This podcast is kind of a big deal, man.
It kind of is. That's the first word I've heard.
Breaking news.
That's breaking news. Live. Now we know what the YouTube's going to be called. But did he really say that?
Yeah.
And did he say anything other than that?
I guess.
Like before, like, does he anything to back it up?
Oh, Scott Burchett is watching. That's cool.
Oh, what's up, Scott? We're trying to get Chris Dodson on here. You think you can make it happen, baby?
That'd be cool. He'd be a great guest on
Dude,
here.
he's cool. I've talked to him like once in the line waiting for everything. He's cool as shit. And I've always been a big fan of him. It's just I've also been a fan of Eddie Johnson and what he's supposed to do. Other than I guess I could have picked Chris Dodson over Eddie Johnson. I should have done that now that I'm talking to Scott Burchett, but that wasn't even in this episode. I should have even brought it up.
Whoa, Fuller's racing next year.
Maybe.
Oh,
well,
he said that?
He
Yeah.
said that a couple times. We need to see what car.
News
Fuller-
coming soon.
News coming soon. Okay, fair enough.
Nice.
So you're not in on the hot sauce.
Man, I'm sorry.
Fuller had never had hot sauce before, and he did do it. No pressure though.
No,
No, it's all good.
that'd be so
You
embarrassing.
don't need to do
I know my limits, you know?
Oh yeah, this one. Austin did this one. This one's real bad, real bad, and that was the one I was going to lay on you. So we don't want to get into that.
Like, if
To
you
be
watch
honest,
me
I don't
eat
want to get into that. I'm not like blowing
Mild
up.
wings at Hooters, like, you would understand where I'm
Did you
coming
work
from.
at Hooters?
No, man.
Oh, okay,
I just patronize their business because I like their food.
Oh, you could do a sponsorship.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
What about the Alan Quickie Hooters car diecast? Do you have any of those?
I need to get some,
Okay,
probably. I feel
I've got one on the wall over there. I might give it to
Really?
you. It's a small one. It's like
It
this.
still counts, though.
By the way, this is not Chase Elliott. This is obviously Bill Elliott, but
Oh
back in
my.
the number 9.
For the record, Chapman just says screw Ethan Mason Bailey's Fuller.
I'm
Now I'm in the
heat.
middle of all this. This is not good.
Next week it's going to be Turn Left podcast with Mason Bailey. He's
See,
gonna
this
sit
is what I
here.
didn't want. So I was nervous. I was going to come in and either like not say anything and it would be interesting, or I'd say
Take
way
over
too
the
much,
show.
start a bunch of feuds and drama, and so now I'm
Well, you didn't
stuck
have
in
to take my
between.
job. It doesn't pay much. But, this is insane. Now it's going to be hit. Are you at
Shit,
least going to
man.
take all the equipment to your house and start it there, or
Whatever we got to do.
Okay.
Give the people what they want.
Yeah. What do the fans want? He can just come over here on Saturday nights and do it. I'll just stay inside.
Oh, man.
I'll just watch from my TV
Michael,
10 feet away.
Michael
I'll
Chapman,
comment.
don't do that.
I'll like it.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Comment, like, and subscribe.
Comment, like, and subscribe on YouTube as well. And also, I don't have any. I do have some subscribers on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. What did you say you use
I use it
for
all.
podcasts?
I mean, the podcast app or Spotify.
Apple
Yeah.
Podcast, Apple Podcast. That's what I should have named this, just to like mess with people. The podcast. Thank you to Mason Bailey. Thank you to everybody that tuned in, and thank you to all of his sponsors that are now going to become my sponsors. Especially since he stole my show. No, I'm just kidding.
Fair's fair,
But
right?
no, you didn't talk too much. I mean, I feel like I was interrupting you the whole time, so
I don't
we're
know.
good.
I'm a mess. I'm
you
sorry.
want water?
No, I'm good, man. Dude, thanks for having me. We've been
No
trying to
problem,
make this
dude.
happen for like 2 weeks, so
Yeah, well, you're a busy guy.
it's been rough.
You've been racing though. Every
We've
time
been-
you're like, I'm racing this weekend, which I'm
We've been
totally-
racing
you know.
and working, and it's been busy. So
If you were like, I got a date, I'd be like, cancel it now.
I wouldn't do that.
Only one chance.
No.
Virginia.
Phillips says, can we get a Ric Flair woo?
Woo! Woo!
That was too loud. Sorry. Probably broke your. Yeah. All right, buddy. I appreciate you coming by.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Hopefully, have you again. And thanks for everybody for tuning in. Share it, like it, and check it out on YouTube if anybody doesn't have Facebook. Thanks. Gang, gang.